beautiful. Doesn't this manifold look heaps better than it did yesterday, right? Crazy. Mate, that's pretty clean. Hey, because it's not a Ford, right, if people have been watching the videos the last couple of nights or whatever, because it's not a Ford, you don't have to worry about cleaning that too much because of the type of gasket they use. It's a stainless gasket with that rubber over it, and you'll find none of it stuck there. It's just a bit of a black colour. There's no lumps. Yeah. It's not like these old cars we worked on, you know, where, mate, you were there for hours cleaning gaskets. Like those paper gasket water pumps. Terrible.
Using the edge dryer grinder to clean up the surface.
All right, let's get these dirty old injectors out and see what the ports look like. See if they're originals. I reckon they've been out before, but let's see if they're originals and if they pump this engine for 380 Ks. Yeah, nice clean manifold. Have a look at that. Beautiful. Before we get started on this video, I just want to run through some important information in case anybody is ever going to purchase a injector kit or a BFE kit or do business with us just the way it's done. Ideally, you need to follow the Prado Hospital Facebook page, and if you are, you need to go and check the recent posts so that you know what details to send. And I'm just going to open this up. Oh, look at that, 100% recommended. That's pretty good. Open up this post with the details, right, of a post I put up recently, just so I can say it. Now, if you're one of the people that goes, oh, I'm not on Facebook, I'm not going on Facebook, look, that's up to you, that's fine. Scary thing to be on, I know. Be on, but grab your pen and paper, because if you do make any purchases with us, once you've completed it, it's just a text message. There's no website. It's really simple. It comes to this phone right here. That's my phone, right? It's all real, and I'll reply, and I'll send you the pre-loaded, pre-saved text messages I've got for whatever parts kit that you would like, e.g. an injector kit. You'll get that. It'll really actually ask for the info we need, and we don't really need anything else. Read it carefully, because like VIN number, we don't usually need it, so don't need to go to your car and get your car and get the VIN number. We just need the rego and the odometer. If we need the VIN number, we'll ask for it. I'll say, hey, on that one I do need the VIN number, or sometimes there's some other checks. We want to make sure 100% you get the right injectors the first time, and of course only brand new, genuine, fresh OEM parts, and whatever the case may be. No counterfeit. There's plenty of counterfeit copies and stuff out there. Careful where you get your parts from. And of course, there's remanufactured in the same boxes at times. So just be aware of that. Now, so what do we need? This is what do we need? What we need? What do we need? What do we need? We need, once you've received the message and gone, yep, all good, and send the payment. I've already said with the bank details, if it doesn't match up, don't worry. I've sent you the right message with the right details. You just make sure that you've put in the right details and hit the go button. Banks have not been checking for decades. They didn't really care. Now they're checking and they get it wrong half the time. Same as when I go to pay you. Quite often it didn't match up. That's why another reason we stopped doing refunds. You actually get a credit. And if you don't know what I'm talking about there, you'll know what I'm talking about, because there's some program there. If you watch the videos, there's a playlist called How to Buy My Kits. You'll know how it all works and know how to get your free credit, 220 bucks, all right? So once you're all done and dusted and you made your payment, I just need one message with everything, okay? I need your full name for your delivery. I need your full delivery address, complete, with your state and postcode, with your street number, the correct street number, the correct street name and spelling, please. You wouldn't believe it the amount of times there's no street number, or there's the street spelt wrong, or there's no suburb, or there's no postcode, or there's no state, or we had one today, no state or postcode, so it could go anywhere, who knows? So full correct delivery address, please. Your phone number, please put it in the message. Also write what you've purchased. For example, BFE kit or injector kit, whatever it might be, just say injector kit. The amount you have paid, please include that in the message. For example, I've paid, $836 for a BFE kit. Your vehicle, for example, it's a 2013 Hilux, or it's a 2014 150 Prado, or it's a 2008 120 Prado. Please include your vehicle registration number and your odometer reading. Please don't do it in photos, and just have it all in one message. Basically what's happening is a lot of info is being left out, and I have to spend time going through messages multiple times for each person, scouring through, trying to look for the details we need, and quite often it's not there, so that's minutes wasted. Then I've got to ask you for it because you didn't send it, and then it's one more time, like there I am, there we are, trying to pack the kit, and the information's not there and we're waiting for replies, which causes delays and sort of wastes our time a bit. So we're just trying to streamline it. This is really easy to do, really smooth, but everybody needs to do it, which is why I say, if you're ever going to deal with us, please follow the Prado Hospital Facebook page for these important announcements. And there's the post there if you're not sure. If you had your pen and paper, you can rewind, watch the video again. That's the info you need. Okay, we can move on from that now. We'll get that out of the way. Have a look at this manifold. Now, why would you clean the manifold? Well, if it's you doing the job, it's not going to cost you anything, and you might get a bit of pleasure from pulling it apart and taking off and cleaning it. Look how shiny this is, mate. Do you feel better now that this is all nice and clean?
I sleep well tonight.
Sleep better? Beautiful. Did you sleep well last night?
Yeah.
Were you a bit excited about doing...
Excited to clean it.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's it. Excited to clean this, the next one. Have a look at this area. Look, nice clean manifold down the hole there. Now, these are some moving parts, so that's another good reason to clean it, right? Because rare, but a P2006 is basically saying this is not working correctly, and it can be a number of different causes or reasons why that's happening. But if these are a bit caked up, which they were, and this wasn't having a P2006, and a lot of vehicles have got a bit of caking on them, but it's not usually causing the issue. So look, you know, they could be jamming up. A 2006, usually once you remove the manifold and clean that, it'll resolve that problem. So let's say it could be preventative of a 2006, but then is it worth doing that amount of extra work when it's not really necessary to prevent it, when it's sort of like not even 1 in 1,000, to be quite honest. But look, you're going to get a little bit better flow past them, but in all the testing we've done, it doesn't make any difference in performance or fuel economy, but it is a nice, make you feel better kind of look and feeling. Now here, when you're washing it, if you're using, you know, even that Kenko stuff, it's, what do you call it? It's kind of like acidic, what's the word for it? It's not an oil-based degreaser, and it can be corrosive. And ideally, I like to block things up, cap things off, and avoid getting it in these sorts of components. And whatever you do at the end of it, just in case you're not sure, I'd probably even say uncap them. I don't mind a bit of water getting in there, try not to, but if you think you might have got cleaning product in these sort of components, give them a good rinse out with water, drain it out and blow it out with compressed air to make sure it's all clean and dry. And you could put even a little bit of like CRC or inox, something like that, MX3 on it to help with a bit of, they do get a bit of corrosion on them. Sometimes people talk about this seal in the back here leaking. There's not a lot you can do about that. It's very rare. I wouldn't be too worried about it. People also talk about in the actuator here, see that bit of rubber plastic seal grommet thing? Quite often they fall out of position and they're sitting on the shaft down here. I've seen that quite a lot. You go to put it back in, it doesn't stay there. There's not much you can do about it. I wouldn't worry about that either, because it simply has never caused a problem that I know of on any vehicle, even though we've seen them like that. Whether we've worked on it or not, taken off or not, we've seen it a lot. Back in the day, we used to try and push it back in and they just fall back out. It was in there in the first place and it came out, so it's probably not going to stay in there unless you do something. You could maybe try and glue it in, but then you might glue this shaft so it doesn't move properly, and then that could be a bit of a problem because it needs to be able to move. But this one, to be quite honest, it feels pretty good. It looks good, it's nice and clean. I don't know, that's enough chit chat I've got in this video on this inlet manifold. There's quite a bit of info there, the 2006, and about these little leaks and things that you don't need to worry about. So if you watch the videos, that's more questions you won't need to ask. Subscribe, turn the bell on if you want to gather more info.